My name is Larry Rodriguez. I've been writing statements on behalf of the Chevron Airways. She's being sexually molested and robbed by cops from Houston, Texas for 6 years and 8 months. Judge, the cops accomplice in the building I live in and in every building that I live in have stolen property purchased by the Chevron Airways the same way. In other words, it's their MOS. Where they have people flashing paper, people that live in the building that I live in, flashing papers in front of my face. And all the places that I've been to, flashing papers in front of my face to, I don't know, indicate to the camera that I'm giving them the piece of paper or they're giving me the piece of paper, and the piece of paper happens to be a title for a car or a deed for a home, or they could also be indicating that, look, I signed papers and told you that I signed papers to get the Chevron Airways to sign papers too, because I signed papers. And they use pictures like that. Every time I go to the parole office or to the sex offender office or anywhere, the cops call up that area, that unit, and tell them to put papers in my face to make it look like I'm giving them the papers or they're giving me the papers, and the papers are of some value, of property that was purchased by someone else or the Chevron Airways. Well, the cops just already have a paper trail in relation to me writing up their accomplice in the building, and their accomplice that I write up all the time seem to always end up owning property purchased by the Chevron Airways. It's another repertoire of crime manufactured by the cops from Houston, Texas to rob the Chevron Airways. That's one of their repertoires of fraud. They get the people that live in the building that I live in to act as their accomplice so as to try to rob me or implicate me in some kind of crime. And I'm not committing crimes. I'm minding my business. I just want to say this, that I'm tired of getting kicked out of my homes where I move into, because cops from Houston, Texas, right, always get accomplice in the building that I live in, right? And then their accomplice, they try to get me out of there because they robbed me, or they used me as an implement to rob the Chevron Airways. And I'm not committing no crimes. All the buildings I lived in, the crimes are carried out in the same manner by a group of organized individuals that are organized to commit the crime of fraud, sexual molestation of the Chevron Airways, and entrapping me, implicating me in crimes they commit to try to entrap me. How long is this going to go on? Am I going to keep having to write statements, have video statements made by me, and audio statements for eternity until these cops is arrested and pay for what they're doing criminally? My name is Larry Rodriguez. I'm not committing crimes.